stopwatch. There we go. Right.
Okay, what's our goal time?
I don't want to pass 15 minutes, I guess.
Okay, perfect.
So just do that. Or that, whichever. Welcome to the Jacob Gaspar podcast. Jacob and Brandy Gaspar here. Today we're talking about excuses or the lack thereof, or I guess whether you have them or not, or what you justify them with. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take the lead with this.
Okay.
And tell me what excuses were her idea for this week. So tell us of what you're thinking.
Well, the reason I was thinking we could talk about excuses is because, basically everybody has them. Everybody makes them. It's just a normal part of being human is that we make excuses. That's just what we do. But I think we could be conscious of when and why we make them and try to limit the excuses that we make, especially if they're hindering us towards reaching our goals. And so the other day, you actually had a post on social media. I guess maybe Facebook, I'm not sure. But you were talking about, I think it was working out. You were at the gym on New Year's Day and you were starting off the year right. And basically what you were saying is how you do anything is how you do everything. And we say that a lot around here. And one of the comments that you got back was that some people will only do things that they're passionate about, right? That was kind of the gist of the comment, was that how you do things relates to how passionate you are about what you're doing. So then I started thinking about that, and honestly, if we only did the things that we were really passionate about, that would leave a whole lot of things on the table that are not getting done, that need to be done. I'm not passionate about brushing my teeth, but I do it every single day. I'm not passionate about laundry, but I still have to do it because I need my family to have clean clothes to wear, and they need to have healthy food cooked for them every day, and all those things. So even though I'm not passionate about laundry and I'm not passionate about cooking, I am passionate about taking care of my family. So I have to do those small things in regards to the big things that I'm really passionate about. And so if I would just make an excuse to say, well, I'm not passionate about laundry, so I'm just not going to do it, then no one in my family would have clean clothes. And so we can make excuses for everything. I think that we have to be able to look at it, in the big picture, to say, even though I'm not passionate about it, I still have to do it. I could easily make an excuse, but I'm not. I'm going to do the things that need to be done to reach my goal, whether it's a healthy weight or if it's money in the bank or a better family life, whatever it is. I think, we have to put the excuses aside, acknowledge that you make them, but then figure out how you can overcome them.
Yeah, I think, when I think about that, it's like, we try to justify everything that we do and everything that we don't do. And, because we're not like other people, because other people are different than us. And we want to make sure that it's like we judge other people by their actions based off of ours, and likewise. And yeah, I do remember that comment that was made on the post that I had, and it was, when you look in those kind of people's lives, that look, let's face it, like how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm gonna just go right to the point, and if this is offensive, and it will be offensive to some. This particular person, I guarantee you, if you would look in their life, their health, their finances, their relationships, all of those things are going to be about the same throughout, because how that person does anything is pretty much how they do everything. And the little things that you are passionate about are going to be a little bit better, but not much better than how you do everything else. And ultimately, that's what it boils down to. It's going to be, I hate to say it like that, but it's how you do anything is how you do everything. Because, like today, I didn't want to go outside. I mean, you see my face is totally red. It's because I'm sunburnt. I was outside working in the yard. There's some things that I really enjoy. I cut the lawn. I really enjoy that. I didn't like fixing the siding on the house. I didn't like fixing the shutters on the house. I hated that. I did not like deadlifting 150 times the bricks that I had to move in the yard. I didn't like that. But because how I do everything is, or how I do anything is how I do everything, like I made it like exciting to do that. I wanted to do that because I know if I put enthusiasm into the things that I don't like to do, it's gonna bleed off into the things that I do like to do. And then overall, my whole day is gonna be successful. So if I do that every day, it's gonna trend to be on a more of an uplifting, positive, successful type of day and week and month and life, ultimately. So it's like whenever I hear people say things like that, it's, I don't like to do it, so they'll slack on a certain part of it. And it's like, man, if you slack at a certain part, you're pretty much going to slack on every part.
On every part, yeah.
And, we see that. I'm in sales, y'all know, so we talk a lot about sales. And you're probably going to hear me talk more about sales because we're actually starting a new podcast coming up. I don't know when it's going to be dropping, but it's the Sales Boss podcast. And it's going to be strictly sales. But everything is sales, really. I mean, when you think about it, like we selling y'all on this material, and whenever y'all listen to it, I got a text last week. Someone was listening to it in their office, a good friend of mine, and she was probably making everybody else listen to it, and she's selling them on the stuff. So we all sell. My 4-year-old, my God, where am I?
Where are you
7-year-old sells better than anybody I know.
Mm-hmm.
When she wants something, she goes get it, whatever means possible. And, how you do all these things, not using excuses. She's not worried about what people think. She takes action and she goes do it. And I believe that that's one of the things that we fail at as humans. We let we talk about this all the time too, like when we let other people's judgments or our own fears get in the way, then we make an excuse about why we can't go do that, when really it's just stupid fear that's getting in the way of our own selves. Like it's our fear. Nobody else even cares about it.
Right. Yeah.
And if you would just go and take action and do it, then you'd make the sale, you would get the girl, you would, have the healthy body, you would, whatever it is,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You could fill those gaps if you just take ownership and eliminate the excuses in life. Is it all perfect? Absolutely not. My God, like I don't always hit my goal. I rarely hit my goal because I said I'm usually huge.
Mm-hmm.
I set a really high goal because, you think about it. If Les Brown has said this, it's not that people aim too high and miss, is that they aim too low and hit. And it's like, man, I hate that. Like I would hate to aim too low and sell myself short on the things that I could have accomplished. It's just, if you have, we were talking about goals today, and I pretty much like 10 times the goal that I thought I was going to have just so I could put in that effort. Am I going to reach it? I don't know. I may.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I do know this. If I set the goal at that high level and I put in that effort, that correct effort,
Right.
not a half-ass effort,
Right. The
that full effort to hit that goal, even if I miss it, I'm going to be way further than the goal that I originally had.
Yeah.
Because if I set it at the goal that I originally had and I put in that effort, something's going to happen. Like life is going to happen. It's going to knock you off the horse, and you're going to have to restart, or you're going to get lazy, or you're going to make an excuse.
We all do.
Right.
We all make them.
Right.
You know.
And,
but we can limit them.
Right.
If we're conscious about it, I think.
And, and I think, I say all that to say this is, the reason I increased the goal is because I knew I had to take personal responsibility to hit the target that I needed to hit. So if I raise that target, I know I'm going to put in that effort because my integrity and my character is going to make me do it because I said I would, not making an excuse. And then if I fall short, I'm still going to be above the target that I needed to hit. So the excuse, you can't make it. It comes with personal responsibility.
It's the bottom line, basically, is the personal responsibility. Nobody else can be responsible for the things that we are, that we should be.
Yeah.
The things we carry in our backpack.
Yeah. And I think that's the key goal is when you take ownership of it, it's a humbling thing. Sometimes it's embarrassing. It's sometimes it's really painful. But at the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow at night, when you're being honest with yourself, because regardless of what kind of excuse that you make to everyone else, when you go to bed at night, you know. And God knows.
That's right.
And there's no hiding from that. And you can sell excuses to everyone else, but you can't sell it to yourself because you know better.
Yes.
You know better. You try to justify, but deep down inside, you know. And that's really what we want to do is create an environment. Lead by example. Be humble. Be vulnerable. Now, don't be weak. That's not what we're talking like. It's not like a weakness to do that. It's not a bad thing. Like, this is a good thing to own it and be vulnerable. Because listen, everybody messes up. Everybody falls short.
And we all make excuses.
Excuses. Even us knowing that, aware of the excuses, and we're trying to eliminate the excuses, we still make them.
I can be pretty creative with my excuses
right.
too. I can come up with some pretty good excuses.
Because what happens,
to not do something
as we eliminate excuses and take ownership, it's harder. So we have to come up with more creative ways to have the excuse.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think it's fear driven. So if we try to eliminate that fear and go about it a little bit different way, taking that ownership and being vulnerable and being honest. I think the more we're honest with each other and people around us, those people realize that it's okay to be a little more vulnerable, and it's like okay to be messing things up sometimes, and it's okay to not be perfect. And again, everything's kind of like interwoven because it's the people that you hang around with. The people that, like my close friends and successful business people that I'm around, that I say are in my circle, they don't judge me for messing up. And like if they see that I'm making an excuse, like they'll be vulnerable with me to where I bring that excuse out and be like, man, you know what? Here's the deal. And I just be honest. Yeah. Because those people are winners. They know nothing's perfect. You just take ownership and then you can fix it.
Yeah, you can't fix it until you acknowledge it.
Yeah. Because if you make the excuse, then you're trying to say that nothing's wrong. So how can you fix something that nothing's wrong? Because then if you fixed it, then you have to explain to other people why you fixed it or changed it because you just told them that nothing was wrong because you made the excuse, right?
Yeah.
See how stupid that sounded? That's how stupid you sound when you make excuses. That's how stupid I sound. Well, What else you got?
I think that's it. I think that's basically.
Well, good. Well, we're about out of time on this one. We want to keep this one about 15 minutes. We ride on it.
We
So
did a good job.
anyway, we thank you for watching the podcast and sharing it with all your friends and family and people you think that it can help, even your enemies or nemesises. Nemesises? Is that a word? Nemesis?
I'm not sure.
And if you have more than one, send it to them too. And we'll just go with that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we love each and every one of y'all. Make sure y'all like us, share us on social media if it's still there for y'all guys. And that's it. This concludes the Jacob Gospel Podcast.